We can all acknowledge that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, is retarded, right? Like, we can all acknowledge that. There's no... we've seen, like, the stream of consciousness over the years. Like, nobody's, like... Right? I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm Tal the Traveling Clat, your favorite Zionist prince, favorite white colonizer, according to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I'm also a person who should die, according to her, because I don't have a right to exist, according to her. Let's take a look at her. How can we say her genius?
You have not really needed so far to take many foreign policy positions because you were seating a Democratic incumbent. But now you are very likely going to be going to Washington, and you'll have to sort of build out some of those foreign policy positions. You, in the campaign, made one tweet or made one statement that referred to a killing by Israeli soldiers of civilians in Gaza. And called it a massacre, which became a little bit controversial. But I haven't seen anywhere. What is your position on Israel?
Well, I believe absolutely in Israel's right to exist. I am a proponent of a two-state solution. And for me, this is not a referendum, I think, on the state of Israel. For me, the lens through which I saw this incident as an activist, as an organizer, if 60 people were killed in Ferguson, Missouri, if 60 people were killed in the South Bronx, unarmed, 60 people were killed in Puerto Rico, I just looked at that incident more through just as an incident. And to me, it would just be completely unacceptable if that happened on our shores. But I am...
Of course, the dynamic there in terms of geopolitics and the war in the Middle East is very different than people expressing their First Amendment right to protest.
Well, yes, but I also think that what people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is just an increasing crisis of humanitarian condition. And that, to me, is just where I tend to come from on this issue.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that? I think what I meant is like the settlements that are increasing in some of these areas and places where Palestinians are experiencing difficulty in access to their housing and homes. Do you think you can expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd also just, I am not the expert on geopolitics.
Of course, you never are.
Issue. You know, for me, I'm a firm believer in finding a two-state solution in this issue, and I'm happy to sit down with leaders on both of these. For me, I just look at things through a human rights lens, and I may not use the right words.
Except for Israeli human rights, like except for the kids on October 7th who were murdered. Like we won't look at it through their lens. It's only the Palestinians, it's always Palestinians, women's and children's and massacres and Palestinians and apartheid and genocide. It's never Jews. It's never Israel. Can you at least agree with me that please look at this clip and say this is a bit of a scam? Can we at least acknowledge that she has no fucking idea what she's talking about and she's kind of like open about it? Can we all come to that conclusion together? Are you comfortable saying it? I'm comfortable saying it. I feel like looking at that clip, no, bitch, you shouldn't be talking about it. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, you shouldn't. You're sorry. You shouldn't be. You can't go one sentence deep into the occupation and then back out because you're not an expert. You're a politician. You talk about this issue nonstop. You fight for Gaza and for Palestinians nonstop. You can't back out after one sentence. I'm not an expert. So shut the fuck up. So don't talk about it anymore. Because you know how much damage you personally have done to Jewish people? You fucking piece of garbage. There are a bunch of scammers, man. They're scamming you outright. They grift on your heart. They pull at your heartstrings. They sell you an idea that they know about these causes that you care about, and then when the going gets rough and they actually have to answer a question, they fuck right off. I'll see you guys next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, class.
If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.